This wasn't just a T20 World Cup semi-final. This was a brutal, high-stakes tactical chess match disguised as a cricket game. Most people look at England's 40-run win over South Africa at the Oval and think it was just about a massive 133-run partnership. But they are wrong. The real story of this match came down to 3 hidden tactical battles: an elite high-velocity new ball assault, a catastrophic, metric-proven collapse in bowling lengths, and a masterclass in defensive field positioning that completely suffocated the Proteas. In this video, we are bypassing the surface-level highlights you've already seen on YouTube. Instead, we are diving into the elite ball tracking metrics and the raw length statistics to expose the exact moment South Africa's blueprint fell apart and how England systematically engineered a masterclass recovery. If you want to understand how modern T20 cricket is actually won and lost at the highest level, welcome to the ultimate masterclass breakdown. When South Africa won the toss and elected to bowl, their strategy was clear: leverage the elite out-of-retirement new ball pairing of Marizanne Kapp and Shabnam Ismail under helpful overhead conditions to break England's top order. The plan worked flawlessly for the first 24 deliveries, leaving England reeling at 23 for 3. However, what transpired over the next 16 overs exposed the structural asymmetry between these two teams, ultimately resulting in England's commanding 40-run victory to punch their ticket to Lords against Australia. In this masterclass, we will deconstruct the underlying ball tracking metrics, structural data from the official analytical tracking sheets, and individual biomechanical matchups that decided this semi-final. Let us look closely at the opening 4 overs of England's innings. South Africa's strategy was built entirely around high-intensity, lateral movement. Shabnam Ismail thundered in from the Vauxhall end, dialing up pure pace, while Marizanne Kapp operated with immense control. England's structural vulnerability against elite swing and seam was exposed almost instantly. Amy Jones was the first to fall, undone by the rapid release velocity. Jones looked to drive a ball that was slightly back of a length, mistiming the shot completely to offer a simple catch to Aneri Dirksen at point. Next came the massive scalp of Danny Wyatt Hodge, the tournament's leading run scorer. According to her tactical profile, Wyatt Hodge thrives on using the pace of the ball to run it down to third man, collecting 66% of her runs in that specific sector. However, her technical weakness lies in her tentative footwork against balls seaming back sharply into her pads. Marizanne Kapp exploited this perfectly. Kapp delivered a brilliant length ball that nipped back off the seam, completely beating Wyatt Hodge's front foot prod to crash directly in her off stump, sending her back for just 12. The slide accelerated when Alice Capsey was trapped leg before wicket by an incoming delivery from Ismail for just 1 run. Interestingly, Ultra Edge later revealed a faint inside edge, meaning Capsey would have survived had she reviewed. However, under high-pressure knockout environments, communication broke down and she walked. England were stranded at 23 for 3, and South Africa held all the cards. The defining phase of this semi-final was the historic 133-run partnership for the 4th wicket between Sciver-Brunt and Heather Knight, the highest partnership ever recorded in the knockout history of this tournament. Facing extreme adversity, Sciver-Brunt, playing through a persistent calf injury, compiled a masterpiece of 75 off 47 balls, while Knight anchored brilliantly with a 58-run contribution. To understand how England managed this spectacular recovery, we must dive directly into the official length dataset. South Africa's foundational error lay in their inability to maintain length discipline once Kapp and Ismail finished their opening bursts. Mandla Mshimbiai's bowling attack suffered a critical drop-off in control through the middle overs. Let us look at the tracking metrics. Marizanne Kapp was exceptionally economical, bowling 7 full-length deliveries for 5 runs and 16 good-length balls for just 9 runs, finishing with remarkable figures of 1 for 16. Shabnam Ismail backed this up by delivering 14 balls on a good length for 12 runs. However, the second-string bowlers faltered. Nadine de Klerk was targeted heavily by Knight and Sciver-Brunt. The data shows that de Klerk bowled 10 full deliveries, leaking a staggering 24 runs off them, alongside 6 good-length balls for 10 runs. Left-arm orthodox spinner Nonkululeko Mlaba also lost her radar early on, serving up 15 full deliveries that were picked off for 18 runs. By failing to hit a hard good length, de Klerk and Mlaba allowed Sciver-Brunt and Knight to shift their weight to the front foot and manipulate the field with ease. South Africa burned both of their reviews before the 10th over out of sheer desperation, trying to break this stand. One on a ball hitting well outside, leg stump off Ismail, and another on an obvious bat-first contact off Mlaba. Although Mlaba bounced back exceptionally well in the 19th over by taking 2 quick wickets to dismiss both Knight and Sciver-Brunt, the damage was already done. England posted a formidable 169 for 5. Chasing 170 in a semi-final requires structural stability in the power play. South Africa started watchfully, with Laura Woolvert and Tasman Brits putting up an opening partnership of 43. However, England's defensive bowling blueprint under pressure was flawless. They used varying release heights and a spinner-heavy squeeze to suffocate South Africa's top order. Once the opening breakthrough was made, England's spin twins, Charlie Dean and Sophie Ecclestone, completely locked down the scoring avenues. Look at Charlie Dean's distribution. She bowled 16 balls on a hard good length, conceding a microscopic 16 runs and 8 full balls for 15 runs. Dean's ability to change her pace and extract natural variation away from the right-hander was lethal. She accounted for Marizanne Kapp for just 5, pulling her length back to force a thick leading edge straight to extra cover. Sophie Ecclestone's data is equally illuminating. She bowled 18 good-length deliveries, surrendering just 12 runs and 6 full deliveries for 9 runs. Ecclestone's relentless accuracy kept South Africa entirely boundaryless during critical middle-over sequences. Complementing the spinners was Lauren Bell, who provided the necessary pace variation. Bell's metrics reveal an aggressive mixing of lengths: 2 Yorkers for 1 run, 4 full deliveries for 4 runs, 12 good-length balls for 12 runs, and 6 short deliveries for 11 runs. Bell used her short ball allocation brilliantly to disrupt the batter's vertical triggers. As the required run rate surged past 10 runs per over, South Africa's middle and lower order fell apart. Tasman Brits fought gallantly to score 51 runs, but she lacked fluent support. Immediately after reaching her half-century, she fell to a near-identical dismissal to Kapp, mistiming a leading edge off Charlie Dean straight to Sciver-Brunt at extra cover. Chloe Tryon attempted to inject high intent into the chase, striking 2 consecutive boundaries off Charlie Dean by walking outside her leg stump and driving cleanly through the covers, where she scored 66% of her 12 runs. However, her aggressive stance left her vulnerable to straight, flat deliveries. Sophie Ecclestone exploited this immediately in the 18th over. Ecclestone fired a flat, 91-kilometer-per-hour arm ball on a good length. Tryon made room to flat bat it, but missed it entirely as the ball skidded under her bat to disturb the leg bail. Ayabonga Kaka faced 3 balls, scoring 4 runs via a deflected block that flew over the slip cordon to the third-man boundary off a sharp bouncer from Bell. On the very next delivery, Bell delivered an absolute masterclass in death bowling, an 82-kilometer-per-hour slower ball dipping Yorker. Kaka had absolutely no answers to the change of pace as the ball crashed into the base of her stumps. Shabnam Ismail was left stranded on 2 not out from 2 balls, having merely flicked Lindsay Smith to deep mid-wicket and square leg for singles as South Africa concluded their innings at a disappointing 129 for 8. To summarize this tactical masterclass, the second semi-final at the Oval was decided by 2 distinct structural factors. First, depth of bowling execution. While South Africa possessed an elite frontline pairing in Kapp and Ismail, their second-string options completely failed to lock down their lengths. As proven by the length statistics, the high volume of full deliveries bowled by de Klerk and Mlaba completely released the pressure that had been built up during the initial 23-4-3 collapse. Conversely, England's frontline bowling options executed their lengths with absolute uniformity, operating at exceptionally tight economy rates on hard good lengths. Second, tactical composure under pressure. England resisted the temptation to panic after losing 3 early wickets, relying on the immense tactical maturity of Nat Sciver-Brunt and Heather Knight to systematically dismantle South Africa's secondary bowling lines. England's comprehensive 40-run victory was a direct product of superior tactical depth, rigorous structural data mapping, and flawless field execution. They move on to Lord's thoroughly prepared for the ultimate challenge against Australia. Thank you for tuning into this deep tactical breakdown. Hit that subscribe button for more high-performance cricket analytics. We will see you in the next analysis.